guys, Namaste, Jai Hind, Jai Mata Di and Jai Bharat. So I am hopeful that you're watching the videos of Kalki Avatar and you're liking them and you are understanding the depth of meaning that this Kalki Puran has. And this is the video in the series, the next video in the series of Kalki Puran. And today we are going to talk about who, like I said in the last video, we're going to talk about who was his nurse, who cut the cord, what are the deeper meanings of him being with 4 arms, what are the deeper meanings of who were his servants and who were his elder brothers. These are the parts that we are going to cover here, and then in next video we are going to cover something even more deeper and beautiful and something that you will relate to even more beautifully well. So let's just start. So when we talk about Kalki, it is written that the nurse of Kalki is going to be Mahasasti. Mahasasti means 6th day of Durga Puja, but 6th day of moon also. Now when you talk about moon energy and you talk about nurse is somebody who actually takes care of you when your mother is not completely capable of taking care of you, or when you are not into your energy where you cannot take care of you. So that's the energy that when he actually starts getting into that Kalki energy, he will be taken care of by somebody or something. And what is that energy going to be? That energy is going to be the energy where he will start connecting with his own intuition. Moon energy is the energy of intuition. Moon energy is the energy of knowing you, understanding you, learning your real self. So the first energy who will start taking care of him is going to be that intuition energy. So from being nurtured by the mother or being in the mother's womb, which means being in that protective layer or protective energy, and in the worldly energy, he's going to shift into that energy where he will start understanding the real consciousness. He will start understanding the intuition. Now the second is that his Ambika is going to be the one who will cut the cords. Now Ambika means goddess of the moon, and you see there is so much of reference to the moon, goddess of the moon. And goddess of the moon again means that cutting the cord means cutting your cord that you are connected with your mother. So basically you're connected with the world. So there will be an energy where he will be cut off from the world. He will be cut off from the worldly attachments, and there is the energy of moon, which means that he will be cut off from his illusions. So all the illusions that he's had in the world, all the attachments that he's had in the world, all the life that he's had in the world, he will be cut off from that. There's going to be a time in life of Kalki before the Kalki rises. He's going to be cut off from that. Third is that his body will be cleaned by Savitri. Now Savitri means daughter of the sun, and his body will be cleaned with the water of Ganga, water from Ganga. So now there is going to be one reference to Ganga, and when you give somebody a Ganga Jal, or when do you go to Ganga? When you do Asthi Visarjan, or send the last rite, do the last rites, that's when the Ganga kind of comes into picture, and that's going to be the energy. And sun, daughter of sun, his body will be cleaned by the daughter of the sun, which means that his body will be brought into the new light, which means that there is that energy of cutting the cord, which is death, and then there is that energy of being cleaned by the daughter of the sun and the energy of Ganga water, which means rebirth. So there is going to be that energy before Kalki actually realizes himself and rises as Kalki. There is going to be that energy of cutting the cords, and there is going to be that energy of bringing him into the new light, bringing his body or himself into the new reality. Now there is also something written here where he will be born with 4 arms, and then he will be reminded by the gods to hide the 2 arms, and when the parents will see it, they will think that they had an hallucination. Now this is not literal, doesn't mean that he will be born with 4 arms or Kalki will come with 4 arms. No, this basically means that there are going to be a lot of hallucinations attached to the rise of Kalki. So there is going to be so much where people will be confused about what is the truth and what is not the truth. Some people will understand and see the truth but take it as hallucination. So like they saw 4 arms and then they took it for hallucination. So there is going to be so much around the rise of Kalki that, or so much going on into the life of Kalki before he actually comes back as Kalki, born back as Kalki, that there is going to be a lot of confusion and hallucinations around him or around his birth. Now the next energy is where if anything that you think is not clear or you want me to explain it a little further, you can put it in comments, feedback, and I will do that as well. Okay, now the next energy is that when he is born, there will be cows which will be given in donation, and each monk will get 100 cows, and then there is going to be reciting of Vedas and all of those things. Now if you see Kali Yuga, and as the Kali Yuga is rising, literally happening of this is almost impossible. But what does this mean? This has again, so in Kalki Purana over and over again there has been things that are to make you sure or tell you that this is not simple, this is not as you read it, there is a hidden meaning. So this also has a hidden meaning. Now when you talk about cow is somebody who's, or an animal who's useful in every way, from the urine to the dung to the milk to the everything about the cow is useful. When you talk about giving cows to monk, or 100 cows to each monk, means that anybody who's into that awakening energy, who started opening up, when Kalki will start rising, all of those will start understanding how useful they are, how they can be of use to the world, and that energy is going to be multiplied by 100, which means that if you realize that you're useful today by 1%, that is going to become 100% when you'll start realizing your own value, your own body, your own usefulness, your own energies, your own abilities. So when the Kalki starts rising and this hallucination kind of gets into place and picture, and this hallucination starts happening, at the same time there will be a set of people who will start understanding their own usefulness, their own energy. They will start getting into the energy of awakening, and that's the reference here. Now the Kalki will have 3 elder brothers, 3 elder siblings. So 3 elder sons will be there before Kalki. Now how do you connect to the energy of elder son? Elder son or elder brother is somebody who comes before you, right? So it is you learn so much from your elder brothers, you take some parts of their personality. So how I understand these 3 elder brothers are that there are going to be 3 big parts of his life which are going to be there before he gets into Kalki energy. So before he is rising or he's reborn as Kalki, or before he comes back as Kalki, the life that he'll have before that is going to have these 3 strong traits, or these 3 strong things around him or about him. Now what are these 3 strong things? First brother is called Kavi, the poet. So he's going to have love for poetry. So he's, before his life as Kalki, he's going to be somebody who will have love for poetry. Second is Prajna. Prajna means insight of truth told by Buddha required to attain enlightenment. So he will actually start getting connected with awakening energy, enlightenment energy, yoga energy, understanding the life, the truth of death and life. He will start connecting with that energy. So he will have, he will love poetry. He will have that attraction towards enlightenment and understanding the truth of life. And third brother is Sumantu. Now Sumantu is somebody who was assigned Atharva Veda, Atharva Veda was actually assigned to Sumantu. Now what is the Atharva Veda? Atharva Veda is solutions to the practiced issues of daily life. So basically everyday life, whatever issues come, he will start practicing thinking about solutions to every problem. So he will have a solution oriented approach, and this could be things which are complicated like formulas and all of those things, or some things that are very simple like how can you solve the problems of life, how can you fix life, how can you improve life, those kind of things. These 3 things are going to be the precursor or the energies of Kalki. This is how you will identify who's Kalki, because when he's reborn as Kalki you will see him, but before he's reborn as Kalki, or before he actually comes back as Kalki to the world, this is the pre-life of Kalki, which will have these 3 very strong qualities. Now there are 3 servants of Kalki. Now who are the 3 servants of Kalki? First servant is Gargamuni. Gargamuni means attraction or bliss. So he will have a lot of attraction. Attraction is going to be his servant, which means that everybody will be naturally attracted towards him. He will have that much of attraction, powerful energy, that everybody who's into little bit of awakening will start getting attracted towards him. Second energy is Bhagya, which means fate. Fate will be by his side. So when we talk about fate will be by his side, does not mean that he will not have any issues or problems, which means that he will get everything in his life very fast. Like it is going to be that fate energy which will work in his favor immediately for his path towards that journey of Kalki. And the journey of Kalki or rising of Kalki is going to be difficult. So he will face difficulties, but the fate is going to be by his side, and he will start going from one ladder to another ladder very, very fast. The third servant is Vishala. Vishala Vishala or Visala is actually Visala, or Visala is actually celestial ecstasy or supremely good or heaven or outer space body. So basically, which means that he will have a close connection with the outer space. He will understand outer space very, very beautifully well, and it will be like as if outer space works on his energy, is connected with him, is his servant, and he will kind of own outer space or something in outer space, we can't say, but yes, that energy is going to be there. And this is how you recognize Kalki, and I'm sure that you can relate these things to very, very beautifully to somebody in a very, very a good way. And this is not also a relevance that you're doing out of attachment, but this is very, very clearly written in Kalki Purana, and the deeper meaning has these things very beautifully given. Now in the next video, I'm going to talk about how he learns his arts, what are the arts that he has mastered, and then I'm going to talk about how he moves forward. There's a lot of energy that we are going to talk about, and we are going to talk about who's Brahmana, who's going to be Kalki Sena, how will you be part of Kalki, or what are the things that you need to change as for becoming part of Kalki, and we are going to talk about a lot more. So I hope that these videos are changing something about you, making you kind of think about awakening, or think about yourself, making you think, making you realize some truths, and helping you with awakening. And if they are, please press the like button, share the videos with as many as you can, and I will see you with the next video. Leave your feedback. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.